Hi, I'm Denise Gagne, and I'm here today to talk about lesson plans for October and a new section in the online learning modules. No, these are really not for our online learners, but for our in-person classes that need game ideas that they can do where kids don't have to touch or share anything. So I'm going to start by going to the Music Play Online website, musicplayonline.com, and I'm going into the online learning modules, and I'm going to show you where you can find quick month outlines for September and October. These are being built as the year goes on, so November's not there yet. There are 3 columns in this document. The first column is all the songs and activities that are available in Music Play for you to choose from. I typically don't do everything that I have as a choice. I pick and choose. So in my virtual lessons, which I'm doing in the online learning modules, I've chosen these activities. Many of the same activities can be modified for in-person. You have to use recordings, move to the music, and you tell your little people to use their magic lips. In other words, and with your older kids, you tell them to lip sync, and they'll understand that. So many of the same songs are used or suggested for your use in person. So pre-K, we're going to do the Open Shut Them poem, and the Eric Carle Opposites book ties in really well with that because the Open Shut Them is all about opposites. Then we do a loud quiet sounds video way up high in the apple tree, but I'll show you these in more detail in the actual module for pre-K. And then in week 2 of October, there is always some review and some new things that we add on. And this goes through for every grade level. So for kindergarten, I've built the modules for weeks 1 and 2. In grade 1, I haven't built those modules yet. I want to stress that these are a plan, not a promise. Sometimes as I'm building the online learning module, I change the order a little bit. Sometimes I change the activity a little bit. But this is basically what I am following for the entire thing. Here's grade 2, and then the other PDF has the options for grades 3 to 6. But I'm going to go now to the online learning modules and walk you through what I'm going to do for each of those grade levels. So first of all, where I found those month outlines was right here at the top of the general section, and I'm going to keep them there. We're going to come back and explain the no touch game section to you. It's a wonderful set of activities. So pre-K you can use with pre-K or with kindergarten if you, the choice is yours. They're both fun and lots to do. I'm really fond of the pre-K. So we're going to do time for music. Here's our outline. Here's our concepts. Here's our I can statements. And so we sing the time for music song every time. You'll get to know this really well. This makes it full screen.
Time for music, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Time for music, clap your hands, clap your hands.
And then we count the beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you will sing that enough times over the year that you'll know it really well. I do a slide whistle warm-up. If you are teaching virtually, don't show the kids me doing the slide whistle. Do your own virtual warm-up with them face to face. I often suggest that you keep a second device with the lesson, and then you can stay face to face with your kids and you can play the songs on a second device and you don't have to screen share. The more we can get these kids off the screen, better it is for them. But I want to give you the ideas. So the move to the beat 2, again, you could put this off to the side and you could make up your own movements to the music and find the beat. 5, 6, 7. So I could copy what I'm doing, or I could make my own moves up for this. But that's simply an exercise for kids to move to the beat, and I've included crossing the midline because that engages both sides of the brain and is good for kids. I'm going to add just the audio track here so that kids can make up their own movement to the same song. Hey Everybody is a fun little movement song. And you can play it off to the side and have the kids watch you instead.
Hey everybody, shake, shake, shake. Hey everybody, shake, shake, shake. Hey everybody, shake, shake, shake. Shake your troubles away.
I didn't want to go full screen. So it's a fun little movement song. You do the movements as suggested by the words. Slowly, quickly is a fun little finger play that I do up the arm or up the leg. And again, if you know it, you just demonstrate to your students virtually. Slowly, slowly, very slowly creeps the garden snail. Slowly, slowly, very slowly up the garden rail. Quickly, 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 quickly runs a little mouse. Quickly, 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 quickly in his little house. And he tickles. So there's a demo there if you don't remember how to do it. Eensy Weensy Spider I do with Eensy Weensy in a middle voice. Great big in a low voice. And teeny tiny in a high voice. High and low are really, really difficult concepts for pre-K, kindergarten, even first grade kids to understand and get in their heads. So the more practice you can do with that, the better for them. Then we get into our letter songs. Letter D says da. Letter C says da. Da, like dancing dog. Letter D says da. There's a practice sheet, or you just tell the kids, save ink and paper and practice your D's on a piece of paper and draw 2 things that start with D. And I would suggest leaving that for the end of the lesson. So when you're finished doing all your songs and activities, they can do a little bit of written work. If you're in person, print them. Give them out to the students' cubbies in the morning before class, and then the students can actually do that in class with you. And then we sing the song Dance Doggy Dance. And again, there's a cute little lyrics video here for them, and you can watch the kids to see how to do it. Fast and slow sounds is just that. Which sounds are fast, which sounds are slow. In the doggy dance, there was a slowing down section, so that will give practice at fast and slow. We review open shut them from the week before, and we review the letter T from the week before, and Turkey Tango is lots of fun, and for our Canadians, it's a good little Thanksgiving song. And we'll review the falling leaves with the scarf that we did the week before. Here's a demo of it. And then we do our closing song, Skinnamarink. So that's pre-K for October 1st week. Next, we're going to look at kindergarten. So if I go into kindergarten, I have lesson 5 here, and it will repeat a little bit from the previous lesson, but not a lot. We've got, again, some resources here to print if parents have a printer. If not, that's okay. So echo sing welcome to school. If you are virtual, of course, the kids can sing the echoes. If you're in person, clap. Welcome to school. And the kids, they say it back with their magic lips. And then again, virtual, the kids would sing the echoes and do the movements for the pizza song. In person, they would just do the movements and do the magic lips. This is a fun song, the movements are good, and they'll enjoy listening to it even if they can't sing it. Then we're going to do Hey, Hey, Look at Me. And again, in person, you'll just do the movements, won't do the singing. And there's an opportunity here for kids to make up their own movements. We've given the accompaniment track. I've included the interactive solfa activities in this lesson for Hey Hey. So there's a whole menu of activities that you can choose from. Don't have to do them all, but if you want to go through them with your students, especially those of you that are in person, this is great. So the first activity would be to sing the song. The next activity, sing and show how the notes go higher and lower. Hey, hey, look at me. I am clapping, you can see. You know the children are understanding high and low when they can do that with their eyes closed. If you see them closing their eyes and doing, hey, hey, look at me, they don't really understand which is the higher and which is the lower note. Then there's an activity where I take my little man and I go, hey, hey, look at me. I am clapping, you can see. So I show how the notes go. If you're doing this virtually, you could screen share and then show the kids. This is hey, hey, to show how the notes go higher and lower. And you put them in their beat boxes. I am clapping, you can see. And I always like to give the kids an opportunity to create their own. So let's do a high-low pattern. High, high, low, 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 high. And you could invite the children that you're Zooming with to give you new patterns, and you could sing and show them all with your arm motions. If you're ready to label, you could go on to the next slide. The higher note is called so, the lower note is called me. Now let's sing hey, hey in solfa. So, me, so, me. And I list here lots of other ways to practice solfa with your kids. So that's the interactive solfa. In person, it's going to be a great tool where you are less able to sing. So now we listen to the song Autumn Leaves, and we point to the leaves in the visual as we go. So autumn leaves are falling, and the leaves will outline the contour of the melody. You could do this with scarves if you had scarves, and you could show the contour with scarves. This shows the body scale for autumn leaves. And do, ti, la, so, and I'll back up so you can see me, fa, mi, re, do. And I do do on the floor. The picture doesn't quite show the floor. But that's, again, a good movement activity. Get the kids up and off the screen. You demonstrate to them. Don't screen share with everything. Then we've got an activity where we're going to practice shapes. Shapes is one of the learning outcomes for kindergarten that teachers want them to know. And so we're going to use these as an instrument song. And I have my shapes over here. I have several different kinds of them. So these are the small ones that I've given a printable for. So if the kids aren't able to draw these themselves, you could print, if you're in person, print it, give it to the kids. They could cut it out, put it on plates. And then when you sing, if you are holding a circle, please stand and tap your circle along with the band. Draw a circle in the air like you don't care and sit down with the cool shape band. So the kids would sing and tap on their plates. If I'm at home, I put those 4 plates out in a row, and then I choose the right one when it was that time in the song. Here's the lyrics of the song. We review the song Dr. Knickerbocker, which is a fun movement song, and you can watch me off to the side on a second device, and you demonstrate to your students. And then our closing song, Skinnamarink. So that's kindergarten for October week 1. Lots of fun stuff in there, lots of good learning activities, both academically and teaching the solfege. Even if all you teach them is the higher and the lower sounds, that'll be a great thing for them. Going on to grade 1. So grade 1, first week of October, lesson 5. Again, lots of concepts. In this one, we're going to dramatize the song. We've changed our minds about a few things here already. So lots in the outline. We're going to take the song 10 in the Bed, find 10 stuffed animals, and dramatize with them. So that will be a fun activity for the kids. So let's go through the lesson. We start with, welcome to music, welcome to music. If you're in person, Bobo is, again, a warm-up. If you have your own warm-up that you want to do with the students, use your own warm-up instead of using our Bobo. In person, we're not doing vocal warm-ups, so you will just skip that out. Move to the beat with Mozart. This is, again, a good little listening activity. We've got some crossing the midline in here. And then we have 10 stuffed animals or toys, and we're going to dramatize the song 10 in the Bed. We've actually made a demo that I'll add to this of the stuffed animals. It's quite funny to watch and fun for the kids to do. Then we're going to listen to a singing game from Ghana. And this one is better if the kids just hear it, and then you can see how the kids in class play the game. But if you're Zooming with the kids at home, I would just invite one child to sing and do the movements or make up whatever poses they want, and then all the other kids echo. So have one child unmute, J Kule, and the kids copy. J Kofisa, Kofi Salonga, Lala Ilonga, Ku, Adede Ku, Adede Ku, Adede Ku. If you're in person, this would be a great game to take outside. You sing the song and then you play as a race instead of a chase game. Racing is safe, chasing and tagging is touching, so it's not safe. So we listen and move to I can sing a high note, I can sing down low. And again, this is first grade, but that concept is still one that eludes some first graders. And we've got a wonderful little demo group here that did the song and will show how to do the movements. And then we're going to listen to the music that's high and low. And I love these Carnival of the Animals videos. They're so beautiful. This is one where I would screen share with your kids at home so they can see this. And is the music high or is the music low? So really reinforcing that concept. And then we do the elephants from Carnival of the Animals, again, live footage. So it's beautiful, and this time the melody is low. And you get a demo of me doing movements to the music of elephants. I do this because I really want the kids to feel the 3/4. Again, if you're Zooming with your kids, have me off to the side and you copy me. They listen to the music and they do the movements. We can play the high-low game. It's number 13 on the list. So I have to scroll down to 13, and then this is a fun game to play. So I think that's low. If you're Zooming with your kids at home, get them to signal to you. Is it a high sound? Is it a low sound? And I would say that one was a high sound. And if you get them all right, the little man floats away on his balloon. So that's the high-low game. And then the kids, we want them to have a pointing page. So I've given it as a printable. If they have a printer, fine. If they don't have a printer, it might be even better for them to make their own printing page. And then as they sing Rock Around the Alphabet, they point to the letters. Now, we have two kinds of rock around the alphabet because the last letter of the alphabet in the States is Z, but in Canada, it's Z. So depending on where you are, choose your video accordingly. This is optional because Canadian Thanksgiving is the first Monday in October, so we've got an I'm Thankful song. I Like Turkey is a fun little chase game. Again, take them outside if you're in person. And then the music time is over. And if I was in person with the kids, music time is over. So that's grade 1 for the first week of October. I'm going to go back to my modules and I'm going to see what we have in grade 2. So grade 2 lesson 5 is October week 1. Lots of concepts this week and we've got some fun stuff. We're reviewing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. If you did it the week prior, you would have introduced the dynamics terms to your second graders. And again, we have some optional Canadian Thanksgiving songs here. So start with Welcome to Music. I've given some solfa practice because the song Time to Play uses those solfa notes. So the practice will get the notes in the kids' heads already. I've suggested using the note highlights video so the kids can see how the notes go higher or lower. And then they have to find things to use at home for instruments. So a pair of wooden spoons might be your woods. I think my husband wonders why all my little shakers all my little containers are gone, but I've made them into shakers. And then I often use 2 spoons for medals, and you can use whatever you have, but I want the kids to find things to use at home. And then they improvise with instruments during the B and C sections of the song. I would like them to use the rhythm composition tool to write a rhythm. So if your kids have devices at home, you would give them this link right here, and then you would tell them what level you want them to do. So grade 2, I would probably have them do level 2. You click on a rhythm to add it. T, 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 ta, ta. And then you can play it. And ta, 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 T, T, ta, ta, ta. Shh. T, T, ta, T, T, ta, T, 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 ta, ta. And then in the lesson, I ask the students, when your composition is complete, copy it onto a piece of paper. It's really good for kids to practice writing the notes out. It's a very good activity, gets them off the screen and gets them into the real manipulatives. And then go back to the song and play their rhythm pattern as a B section.
Time to play, instruments today. Here we go.
And then I do my rhythm pattern. Ta, 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 ti, 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 ta, ta.
Time to play, instruments.
So my space is actually a little bit less. It's only 8 beats that I need. So remember, when you do this with your students, tell them to write half of their composition down or only perform half of their composition. This is Tony Chestnut. This is review for the kids. We've done this before, and it's to practice different tempo terms. And then Dramatize Hungarian Dance number 5. This is Rob Delgadio, teacher from New York State, and he's given us permission to include his variant on this. It's wonderful. It's so much fun for the kids. Review John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. If they created dynamics cards last week, get them out again and hold them up at the right time in the song. Thanks a lot is optional for Canadian Thanksgiving. I'm the fastest turkey is how I would have played it in pre-COVID days. But if you're post-COVID and you're in person, take the kids outside and sing the song, and then they race to where you declare a finish line. And then the music time is over. So that's grade 2 for October first week. And now we're going to look at grade 3. And in grade 3, we're going to echo some so-me-do patterns and learn to sing and play Pass a Beanbag. And we've got a way to do this in person that you can do it without passing and touching. Review Shake the Papaya. Again, compose a B section this time, write it out, and put it in the song. And we're going to learn a cup game with the Viennese musical clock, and then we have some optional Thanksgiving things. So the first is an echo so-me-do patterns, because that's what we're going to use in Pass the Beanbag. Play Match the Melody level 3. This is game number 6 in the game section. So I'm going to go down to game number 6. I have to touch play. And I want so-me-do, so that's level 3. And I can choose 3A, 3B, 3C. 3A is going to have only 2 choices. The other levels have 3 choices. So I can play the sounds on a keyboard. If I get it right, I get it right. Or I can have the singer.
So, me, do.
And I got it right again. So that's the game. There's 10 questions in here. And click out of this tab. Find things again at home to use for instruments. Use the same composition tool to compose a B section for Shake the Papaya. And then they would sing Shake the Papaya as their theme and play their instrument composition as the B or the C sections. If you're in person, these are great composition activities for the kids to do in person. They certainly don't have to sing the theme. They can listen to it. They could maybe play a beat along with the theme and then switch out to playing their instrument compositions as the B and C sections. So we watched the kids play the cup game first. And for this cup game, I just used ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, pick up, set down. We're not passing. You're always just going to set it down. And they can watch the kids do it, and then you can try it yourself. And again, if you've got this, it's pretty easy. For the B, C, and D sections of this, we play copycat, where I make up a pattern and the kids copy. And that way they only have to learn one pattern for the theme, and the other patterns are just improvised. And then our optional Thanksgiving songs. And again, you can take the kids outside if you're in person and play those games outside. So I'm going to go and have a look at what I've got for grade 4. So grade 4 is here, it's in blue. We're going to review Chester, which we did. Chester, have you heard about Harry? Just got back from the army. I hear he knows how to wear a rose. Hip, hip, hooray for the army. And then it goes faster, 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 faster. So Chester is here. We can watch the kids to review it. This was a great kids demo that was sent to us. And of course, we welcome your kids demos. It's wonderful to have demos from kids all across North America and the world doing these for us. Again, I have a match the melody game because I want the kids practicing low la, because Canoe Song that we're going to learn has a low la in it. So I want them to go to match the melody, number 6. And I said for them to practice level 9, which goes down to low la. So level 9 is here. Oh, that was tricky. And they can play that at home. You can lead it through Zoom and screen share and have the kids hold up 1, 2, or 3 fingers, or they can post in the chat what number they think the answer is. And then we're going to learn to sing the Canoe Song. This is 4th grade. I use this because ti-ta, ti-ti-ti-ta, because it has that ti-ta rhythm in it. The song was written by Margaret Embers McGee. It's a composed song, and it's a really beautiful song. If you have a ukulele or guitar at home, it's only a 1-chord accompaniment. So if any of your students have it, it's optional, of course, because not everybody does, but they can try playing it. And then I would like them to name the solfa notes in the Canoe Song, or the pitch names, whichever you choose. So here, I'm going to start. And the reason for doing Match the Melody was to kind of prepare them for this. They still might need some help. And if I get a wrong answer, I lose a star. And I think it doesn't sing it in solfa for me. So I would have to actually have a pretty good knowledge of solfa, or you can do the same activity with pitch letter names if you want them to learn the names of those pitches. We're going to learn about the composer handle. There's a short little composer video. It's only 2 minutes long, but it's a good little introduction to handle. We want them to find something to use for instruments, and then they're going to play along with the concerto in B flat. I would make this full screen if I'm screen sharing. So whatever I can find to play with, I can play along. Extra time, explore some of the games in the games section. So that's 4th grade. 5th grade and 6th grade, I've started incorporating activities from the body percussion unit in their lessons. So grade 5 has a lesson on the steel pan drums in conjunction with 4 White Horses, which is a fun singing game. So review the 4 White Horses game, find something at home to use for instruments, and create an ostinato. And honestly, the ostinato ta, ti, ti, ta, ta is plenty hard enough. So I'm going to listen a little bit and then I'm going to try that ostinato. Ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta. So there's enough going on in that song that staying on track in that ostinato is going to be engaging. Ed Anderson from Florida has shared this video about the steel pan orchestra with us. It's 12 minutes. It's an excellent video. And then we move from the steel pan drums into the body percussion unit. So last week we introduced lesson 6. This week we go on to lesson 7, and then the kids review lesson 6, and then I give them some music to create their own body percussion activity. If I go back to my modules, let's see what I've got for grade 6. Not everybody has 6th graders, but if you have 6th, 7th, or 8th graders, you actually can do these lessons with all of them. We probably should take the grade 6 off here and call it middle school, so that's your middle school older students. So again, review the song Mango Walk. That was done in the previous lesson. Find the homemade instruments and create an ostinato pattern to go with Mango Walk. And again, these are not that easy to do. So keep the ostinato pattern simple. I'm going to do the ta, ti, ti, ta. 3, 4.
My brother didn't tell me not to go mango walk. You go mango walk. You go mango walk.
Or double time.
My
Ta,
brother
ti, ti,
didn't
ta.
tell me not to go
Ta, ti,
mango
ti,
walk.
ta.
That's still
So whatever thing I have to play on at home, I can do. They watch the same steel pan orchestra, and then they do the same body percussion lesson and have the same opportunity to create their own body percussion sequence and perform it with the audio track. So that is week 1, October. And if you're going on to week 2, the outlines are there and the lessons will be up soon for you. I wanted to go to the online learning section and share with you the no-touch games. So these games are super fun. Our whole staff went outside and played the games, the ones that were outside. And these are ones that some of them you can do virtually, and some of them are going to work better in person. So 7s is one that will work in person or virtually. So the first time you just go pat, 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 count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The second time you do pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The third time it gets a little trickier. Pat, clap, snap. Pat, clap, snap. Pat, clap, snap, pat. So let's try those 3 and see if we can do those 3 together. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got that far. Now the fourth time it gets tricky. Pat, cross, pat, clap, snap, clap, pat. Pat, cross, pat, clap. Okay, let's do that 2 times. So let's try the 4 in a row, and then we're going to do the third one again, and the second one again, and the first one again, and that's how you do 7s. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you get good at it, try doing the pattern and singing a nursery rhyme at the same time. The link that we have, she does this and it's wonderful. And Artie Almeida in the Online Odyssey did a wonderful activity on drums using this sevens activity. So here's a sevens tutorial. This is a link to Safe Share. And here's another game that's lots of fun. Can you keep a steady beat? So each student in turn will say one beat of the words. And you go around the circle, seeing if everybody can make it to the end. So we'll let you watch the video.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Gagne, and today we're going to learn how to play the game, Can You Keep a Steady Beat? We're going to practice saying it to the beat together, and on the rest at the end, we'll put our hands on our shoulders. Ready, go. Can you keep a steady beat? 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 Now, we're pretty good at this now. So what we're going to do, each person is going to say the words for one beat, and we'll pass it around the circle. On the rest, hands on shoulders. And if you miss your word on the beat, you go out. Here we go. Can you keep
a
steady beat?
Can
You
keep
a
steady
beat? Can
you keep a
steady beat?
can you keep
Steady beat. Now
you
that was pretty easy. So now we're going to make it harder. We're going to stop on the word keep and try that. And this time, instead of Mrs. Gagne starting, let's have Maya start so it's hard.
Okay. Can
you a
Steady beat.
can
you
Steady
beat?
you
a
Be
beat
So that is definitely a little bit harder. We can change direction. We can go faster. Let's change direction. And we're going to go faster this time with the stomp on keep and see if we can make it. Okay, Christy, you get to start this time.
Can
you a
steady
Beat. And we already have 2 outs going that way.
So the next game in our games list of no-touch games is the categories game. As you can see, it's a sung game. It's a so-me game. So it's a really good, if you've got older beginners, this is a good so-me song to start off with them. You can learn it from the note highlights videos, but outside, we're just going to say it because, again, in most places in North America, teachers aren't allowed to sing, whether you're inside or outside, masked or no masked. So we're going to simply say it and not speak it. So here's the video of how to play categories.
Hi class, we're going to play the game categories. Normally we would sing it, but because of COVID, we're going to speak it, not sing it. The way the game goes, I do clap, clap, pat, pat, and I do 1, 2 categories. Tell me the name of cars or whatever category I choose. And then I will say a car, Ford, and the next person does the same. And we go around the circle as many times as we can on one category. And if you have an out, we change categories and choose a new tempo. Okay. 1, 2 categories. Tell me the name of cars. My turn. Ford. Turn. Ferrari.
Lamborghini,
Mazda
Lexus,
Bugatti
Toyota, Nissan,
Honda,
Jaguar.
Hyundai,
Mercury.
Mitsubishi,
and we'll stop there because we know lots of cars, but we can try a new category. Let's try composers, and we'll go a little bit faster. So we've gone from moderato, let's go allegro. 1, 2 categories. Tell me the name of composers. Mozart,
Beethoven, Stravinsky,
Mussorgsky.
Cage,
Vivaldi.
Saint-Saëns,
and we'll stop there with our composers, but we could keep going until we've run out. Let's try instruments. Instruments. And what tempo should we go?
Presto,
Presto. Okay, instruments, presto. 1, 2 categories. Tell me the name of instruments. Flute,
cello,
Clarinet.
piccolo,
Triangle.
saxophone.
and I'm out. So we'll stop there.
Now this little name game is for your smaller students. It's very simple. That's all you do with it. And then you go around the circle and each person says their name. Denise, Maya, Sarah, Brian, Scott, carry it in. And you see if you can make it all around the circle without losing the beat. You can try reversing it. You can try going faster. So you vary it in different ways. You could try by saying your favorite color. I am wearing blue today. Blue, red, yellow. And you find out their favorite color. So a good way to get to know the kids, and it's a cooperative learning game. So there's no competition involved. Nobody's going out. We're going to help our friends to get around to the circle at the end. Halloween's coming this month. You can have the kids say their favorite treat. So the game Heads or Tails is fun, and I would actually encourage you to watch the video. But what I've done is I've made a dice, and there's one rest on the dice, and I have put 1, 2, 3 quarter notes, and I've put 2 eighth notes, but I don't tell the kids that I have more taws than TTs. And then I roll the dice. Before I roll, I ask the kids, put your hands on your head if you think it's going to be a taw. Put your hands on your bottom if you think it's going to be a TT. And then whatever I roll, if I roll a taw, the ones who have their hands on their heads stay in. The others sit down. They're out. If I roll a rest, everybody's back in the game. And so you can do it until we have just one winner left. If you end up with one winner, you will end up with one winner. If you keep track of the notes that you've used, you could turn this into a rhythm creating exercise for your students. So if I rolled ta, 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 TT, and I kept track of what I had rolled, we could use it afterwards to create a rhythm composition. Okay, Scooby finds a beat. I didn't want to use all of Scooby-Doo's name, but we have a detective looking for the beat. So all the students hide their eyes, or sorry, I'm not right. Choose one person to be Scooby. This person hides their eyes. And then you choose another person to be the beat leader. And that person can change the beat whenever they want. And Scooby has to try and find the one that was leading the beat. So we'll add that video in there. The Bim Bum Clap game is lots of fun. And again, this is something you would want to do with older students, not your little ones. So Bim, clap your own hands. Bomb, you clap your partner's hands. Only in this case, everybody's going to be partners with the teacher. Nobody's going to actually touch. On Beery Beery, you pat your hands. So Bim, Bomb, Beery Beery Bomb. Beery Beery Bim Bomb. Beery Beery Bomb. It's challenging. Once you've learned it, it's in your head. And it's lots and lots of fun. We have a kids demo here that you can watch. This is a cup game with a song from Music Play 6, the Back Porch Blues. And in this cup game, I teach them the ta, ta, ti, ti, ta with a swing rhythm. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, pick, set down, don't pass. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, pick, set down. Then I invite the students to create their own rhythms. So if you watch the video, you'll see the ta, ta, ti, ti, ta is the first pattern, but then the kids made up their own patterns. And this is something that your older kids really like to do, is to be creative and make up their own patterns. So use it as much as you can. And then we've got the music in here. So you can try your new patterns with the music. So those are all our no-touch singing games, and I'll show you again where you can find all of this. So you go to the online learning modules. This is where you're going to find the month outlines for October, and here's our no-touch singing games. We've put the Be Kind, Be Calm, Be Safe song in here, and we've included ASL instructions, but there seems to be some controversy. And I've written to the Canadian Association for the Deaf, the American Association for the Deaf, and the World Association for the Deaf to see if the associations have a policy statement on hearing choirs performing hand signs. We have a very polite discussion going on in the Music Play Teachers group. And so I'm going to leave that up to you as to whether you want to teach the hand signs or you want to have the students create their own movements for the song. But the song is definitely worth learning and performing in whatever form you want to use it. And if you do want to go ahead and do the hand signs, I put a little note for teachers. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm going to leave this up to you if you want to do it or not. Mrs. Judy Thomas has done an explanation of all the hand signs throughout, and it's really apparent that she's a music teacher because the hand signs fit beautifully with the music. So if it's going too fast and you want to perform it, slow the speed down. Slow it down to 3/4 at least, and then you'll have an easier time with it. So there's lots and lots of opportunities for you. Music Play Online, if you want to follow the lessons that I've laid out, it's an easy way for you to do your lesson planning. And of course, if you put it on a second device, if I put it on my iPad, instead of screen sharing everything, then the kids get to connect with you. Another way you can use these materials, make an explainer video using Screencastify or one of those programs. I have Screencastify on here. If I want to make an explainer video of what my pre-Ks should do in the lesson, it's pretty easy. I just press Screencastify and then I'm in the corner like I am in this video, and I can actually go through all the activities with the kids. And you're allowed to put those Screencastify videos into a Google slide in your Google Classroom or in your Seesaw, whatever app you make. So you're welcome to use these materials in whatever way works best for you. Thanks for spending time with me. I'm Denise Gagne and the creator of Music Play, and I hope that this is making your teaching a little bit easier this fall.